Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they're trying to get and see what towns need more funding. What can we do just to get more funding to help more the community in different towns. So I work in the town of Bristol.
Yes.
So I live in New Britain,
Recording in progress.
but pretty much it's gonna be more girls from the New Britain because New Britain has like about three offices over there.
Okay.
Bristol only has one, so we work with Plymouth, we work with Terraceville, we work with the area around here, and it's like more. A lot of people out here they don't know about the services that we do
Right.
and we offer. So, like New Britain, they're very aware of the everything. People out there they spread the word.
Yeah.
Here, everybody's more into themselves, and then they're like, "Oh my God, we didn't know that they have so many services that you offer there."
Yep.
So yeah.
Excellent. Love it. We I was just shared a video that pertains to what we were talking about. Excuse me, man. Last class with the band language, and I'm kind of excited. Emily, did you have a chance to see the video? Did Natalie share it with you?
No, I've not seen the video.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, it's just too topical not to cover. So you know me, I'm a sucker for topical material. Wouldn't say I'm a sucker for the news, but I am a sucker for topical material. And should we say DEI? Is this video here? And you know, this story is evolving. And so what I'm going to do here is bring this up. Because I thought it was fantastic. I think it's worth the time. I think it's worth the watch. And again, it is absolutely on brand with what we're doing right now. We are at 14. We're at 14. Here's two more. Admit Amanda and Jill. Why not? Despite our and I love the disclaimer here. It simply says, I am a lawyer. I am not your lawyer. This is not legal advice. Where are we? Slides are here. Don't believe in podcast. I played the video right off of this yesterday. Let me see. Well, how's everyone else doing out there in Radio Land? Christian, I see you. Andrea, hello. Sherilyn, welcome.
Hi, Ian.
Sherilyn.
Good morning, everyone.
Sherilyn, is there any kind of, I don't know.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Andrea.
Did you get my? I hope you got my email.
Did you want to share, you know, your any news with anybody? I always get your emails.
The new grandmom.
Whoop.
Monday evening at 10 p.m.
Whoop.
Congratulations, Grandma.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
God bless.
Yeah, her name is Zariel.
Oh man.
And hence why I couldn't be on this one on Tuesday, because literally my first time even breathing was yesterday around 3:00 p.m.
Oh, who needs to breathe? Come on.
So running back and forth, you know, between the house and the hospital. I have two other granddaughters, so I had them with me, you know, the whole time. So it was a great thing.
That's
a great thing.
That's outstanding.
The only reason I would miss your class, Ian, just so you know.
Well, you better check yourself, Sherilyn. New entrance to this world. You think that's worthy? Yeah, no, that's.
This is my my first
Fantastic.
experience with a doula, and as you know, with health disparities,
Oh man.
more and more doulas are being brought into to the fray.
Yep.
And it was an amazing experience with the doulas.
Uh,
Amazing experience.
was it a hospital birth? This is none of my business, so don't cover what like
No, yes, it was.
MYOB. All right, so my baby girl, my last child, was born at home with doulas and midwives, and with a doula and a midwife, and it was a tub birth, right? She was born right next to our bed, right? It was like it was wild. It was the middle of December. I didn't set it up right so that the water, so that the heating element heated the water, right? My baby girl was born in like cool, tepid water. She's none the worse for it, and it's a funny story.
That would have been a great experience as well.
My birthday
Yeah.
was December 16th. Was it the 16th? That's my birthday.
It was the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Beautiful.
My dad's the 18th
Cool.
of December.
Kristen, you're a Sagittarius, like me.
Oh, you're December too? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man.
November 29th.
Okay. Yeah, my dad
Better
was
than
December
cusp.
4th.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The other cusp. You guys are on opposite ends of it. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. So, well, all right. I wanna share this. Thank you very much, Sherilyn. Mad props to you for creating a life that created a life again. And that's just really important work. That stuff has to keep happening. Otherwise, we won't have communities to care for, will we? No, we won't.
This is true.
So we need to keep having babies, and we need to keep creating a world where babies feel welcome. So I am so happy for you and your family. Here's this. I'm too excited to share this. It's not a new baby, but dang, it's pretty good. And it's 45 minutes, but again, very, very much worth it. I want to know your takeaways, what you learned. I want to know your questions. All right. And we're gonna watch this. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back and chat. Okay? Here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ann Gingrich. I'm the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Association of Nonprofit Organizations. And I'm so delighted to be here with the friends that you see on the screen for the session, Should We Say DEI, and to explore what this means for all of us. I invite all of us to take a really deep breath as we head into the next 75 to 90 minutes together. It's been a journey over the last few weeks. So taking a moment, taking a deep breath. And I'm going to turn this over to Kara Wentworth from the LaSalle Center.
Thank you, Anne. Welcome, everyone. I want to quickly share our agenda for today. After this welcome, we're going to hear from 3 panelists, and this portion is being recorded. Then we will stop recording, and we're going to hear from nonprofit leaders who are going to share how they are grappling with this question, should we say DEI? And as you'll see, people are grappling with it.
Recording in progress.
All right.
Look what I'm doing. Get him some stuff.
Oh, that's what you need. You know, I'm reminded of 2015, when the Republicans were figuring out who they wanted to nominate. And I thought that Trump was in there as a ringer. Okay? I thought he was in there in the in the candidacy pool as someone to really showcase and really kind of highlight the anti-humanitarian direction that all of the Republican nominees really sort of endorsed, right? I thought he was just there to like as a caricature of them to get into, I mean, just all of the anti-immigration stuff and the control and the piece and the wall, right? You remember that conversation? So, and it was just so extreme. It was so far. I thought he was hysterical. I thought it was a fantastic joke. The joke was on me. Okay. The joke was on me because I didn't realize that he was for real in those platforms. And now in this second term, there's, and this isn't political. He simply is standing behind what he was talking about then, right? And taking it to a further extent, right? Not a wall between Mexico, but annexing Canada as a state. And Greenland as well. And, it's a question of national safety. These are things that are far more extreme than other presidents have voiced publicly. Again, wherever you come down politically, that's not the point. The point is you can look at his work and what he's driving at over this period of time and see that it's much more extreme, much more accelerated, it's also operating at a there aren't very many deep roots, right? There's no legal foundation for much of what's trying to be attained by this administration, as was pointed out by the panel committee here, right? So it's very much a fear tactic. It's very much an opportunity and approach to discombobulate the nonprofit sector and the public, right? To drive them to distraction. It's effective. In inducing fear. And I remember a time now 24 years ago, goodness, where some of you may not have been born. Some of you certainly might not remember, but 9/11, right? And I make no parallels about Republican presidents, but only that the nation was afraid, right? We were afraid. We were uncertain of the future. And so I was working at Mohegan Sun at the time. I was security for the sky side of the Mohegan Sun Casino. And they were building the Sky Hotel and all this stuff, and we were constantly vigilant about bags and worried about bombs and about a plane flying into, like it was going to happen all over again. That fear ended up being unfounded, right? Like, why would we be targeted, right? I can think of reasons why the Sky Casino would be targeted, but why would TVCCA be targeted? Why would HRA be targeted? Right? There are much bigger fish out there doing, impacting larger populations. That said, there's also, like, if you're doing your work appropriately, anti-discrimination is already built into our work. And so this discrimination towards whites, or that a program be targeted at a certain population, right? I think we would see that as problematic anyway. And so that's not what we do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen a case where it's, I don't know, like there may be scholarships that receive investigation, right? Because it's a African heritage scholarship or a Hispanic scholarship, right? Those sort of things. But that falls outside of our work, and it falls outside of the scope of your work. If just by show of hands, how many people write grants? How many of you write grants? I see 1, 2, 3, right? 4 myself. And some of you have been involved in creating collateral for grants, but it's the grant writer level and above that has to worry about this level of compliance. It's not for you. It's not for you. There's no worry about you including any of the naughty words, right? Or making strategic decisions that are going to impact the agency, right? So your emails being subpoenaed, least of your worries. Least of your worries. Where the audience for that panel there were directors and executives in their respective organizations. And so while I think it's important for you to have heard that, recognize that they're not talking about your work in terms of seeking legal counsel or making sure that your communication is that you're using the phone more than you are email, right? Because your work at the level where you are is not is not the kind of thing they'd be interested in anyway in a subpoena. So just want to say that piece, Rosalie, to your point about you getting something wrong in terms of discrimination. I would like to know where you're coming from with that. So if you could, like, what do you mean?
With everything that is going on and everything, I feel like, hi, okay,
Yeah, I hear you.
Whatever, everything that is going on and everything, the way that I took it, it was just like that people are being targeted because of their color. That's what I was getting at.
I see. Well, yeah, right. So there's what's separate. I want to make a distinction between the threat to you personally, right? Like, because your skin color, being targeted for immigration concerns. I can't dismiss that. I'm not talking about that. I get that. I know that my darker skinned brethren are being targeted, and it hurts my heart. And that's why I do my podcast. That's why I speak out. That's why I teach this class, right? That's why I talk about these things, because the more we talk, like there are, I don't believe that many people who are painted as I am want their darker skinned brothers and sisters to live in fear. I don't think anybody wants that, right? I've said it before. I'll say it again. Desperate people do desperate things. And so if we're creating a desperate scenario, then there's more likely to be desperate, actions taken. 9/11, right? This is a population that believed that the continuance of capitalism was, and not a big population, right? This is, I won't even get to the roots of it, right? But it's an anti-capitalist statement. So because their people, their constituents were living in such poverty, we could be seen as an enemy. Okay? Capitalism, different economic system than what they were living in, and it looked like we were exploiting them. Further discussion around that aside. Talking about your work as a CHW, you, the members of this class, do not have to worry about your emails, the content of your emails, that sort of thing. It's not what would be investigated anyway. All right. Nancy, you might operate at a level where some discretion be involved in what you're emailing, but I'm not even sure. Right. So, again, it's really for the strategic folks in your organization, right? The admins, the president, the executives, directors. Okay? Other questions? Other thoughts? Was that? Yeah, go ahead, Rosalie.
In a few weeks back, our CEO, pretty much, like the big person, came in here, and she said that they already have lawyers and everything, so they don't target our office. They said if we get targeted by like ICE or anything like that we have to call head person, because they're not entitled to come inside our facility.
Right.
So, and we do have clients that they are dealing with immigration and stuff like that.
Of course.
And they're scared to come to our office just to get like the sources and stuff, because of everything that is going on. Like, you don't see them anymore. They don't. You try to call them, they don't even pick up.
Right.
And it's like, it's sad.
Right.
It's sad.
And that's why it's really critical, I think, that you saw this, right? And you say what you want and have had the experiences and perceptions about lawyers that you do, okay? This is a case where a group of lawyers showed up and did what I believe is the right thing, right? They found a place where laws were being doled out, executive orders were being doled out unconstitutionally, right? Against our code of ethics as a nation, and fought them and made them stop. Okay? But the campaign of fear, which is what it is, right, continues. And it's because this administration and Trump himself is a master of media. He's a master of getting his message out. He's a master of screen time, right? When, I'm reminded of when the first debate with Kamala, right? And how embarrassing that was for him. And within 2 days, he was shot at. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm saying it's conspicuous, right? And so the news cycle changes, right? He doesn't look like an imbecile. Now he looks like a survivor. You see? And there are several other examples of this over the course of his running, right? So we just have to understand. You just have to look at the animal that you're viewing, right, and understand its strengths. Understand its strengths. This is what Trump does, right? Getting attention is what Trump does. Here he's got attention. Great. Other comments? What did you guys get out of that? I hope it was useful for you. Was it too high level? Was it too dense?
It just went over stuff that was happening with the funding source. Like I said, we got the call that I have 3 grants for the same place for 3 different parts of my program.
Yeah.
And, it was going to be on hold. And then we got a notice that we might be being furloughed. Then we got, as the stages that it went through, we got the call that, okay, the funds are there.
Right.
So we see it as regular. So it's just watching the stages and looking at what's to come.
Yeah.
And knowing that the attorneys are out there. So
maybe, stuff to come. I mean, I think stuff's always going to come.
True.
Stuff's always going to come. And I think these 100 days really will set the tone, right? But I think they'll also be the worst of it. I've been wrong before.
Rosalie said, our executive director, she's on top of it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the conversation with her that Rosalie did, but I knew that she was in the lunchroom with everybody that was on lunch, having that conversation with them. And then, getting the emails that, hey, we're taking care of this. We have lawyers on our side,
Right. And at least that, right? You want that level of transparency from your leadership to say, we hear your concerns. We understand. We're on top of it. And this is what we're doing. Bum, bum, bum. That's really critical. In our work, that's what we need to communicate then to our clients. Okay? That, you're of Hispanic descent. I've got dark skin, right? Rosalie, I'm using you as an example. I get it. Like, people like us are being targeted. Just so you know, our president has, and just tell the story just like you would. Our president has came and spoke to the entire group and said, we've got legal counsel. There is nothing legal about someone entering here and attacking clients, attacking us. And I just want you to know that, right? So if that helps you feel easier about coming here, great. If we need to do our work remotely, great. But I want you to know, right? And so even that level of transparency is helpful in just reducing the level of fear that others might be feeling, okay? it used to scroll down. I feel like it used to scroll down when a new message popped up. Sherilyn, has there been any communication from CHRO at the state level here in CT? It's the same conversation. It's the same conversation, Sherilyn. It may not have been videoed. It might have been by invite only. This happened just a week ago. This was the 13th of March, right? And so I expect that something will come out for Connecticut, but it's all the same, right? These are states and nonprofit organizations have gotten together to contest these. What's chronic, Nettie? Okay.
I think she meant what is Crow? Is that
CHRO?
Nettie? Did you mean Crow?
Yeah, she's talking about Crow.
It's a it's the state level of human rights and opportunity. The Commissioner of Human Rights and Opportunities, and I think they're overarching of all the HR offices. Is that correct? Ian, or is that not correct?
I don't think they're that. I think they're a governing agency.
Okay.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I think they offer guidance more than anything else, right? So it's about compliance for human rights, but yes, compliance for human resources. Excuse me. Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Restroom ears on. Thank you, Jose. Thank you. I'm glad when you make those comments publicly. All right. So anyway, we can move on. If folks are ready, if there are other questions, I want to stay rooted for just a moment. Okay, cool. There is one other video. It's very short, right? And this is, I want you to celebrate what it is you're embarking on and the impact that you have. Ooh, so let's see. We'll go here. I'm going to share. All right, good. Share and...
Hi, I'm Ned. I'm not a part of this story, but I am here to help tell it. I'd like to take some time today to talk about community health workers and how important they are to the work we do every single day. I'm here at our local clinic to show you how the persistence and compassion of one community health worker will make all the difference in a patient's healthcare journey. Let's go inside.
Jeremy, thanks for coming in. Got all your blood work back. And as I said last week, you do need to start taking medication today. I've called the pharmacy. They've got the pills ready. And I have Billy here, who's your community health worker. She'll answer any of the questions that you have.
You act like it's no big deal. Like I'm all of a sudden supposed to start taking all this medication. Like who's paying for the medication? I don't have money to pay for the medication. I don't even have a steady place to stay right now.
Oh, Jeremy, I know this is a lot to take in. And that's why I have Billy here. She's going to stay with you, take you down to the pharmacy, answer your questions, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, Jeremy, let's walk over to the pharmacy, pick up your meds, and I'll answer your questions on the way over there. I know the line's kind of long, Jeremy, at the pharmacy. Do you mind waiting?
This is crazy. How long do you think this is going to take?
Honestly, I'm going to say maybe about 10 to 15 minutes.
Hey, Jeremy, what's up, man?
Jeremy!
Hey, what's up, guys? You know what? Thank you. I appreciate all your help and everything, but I just really can't do this today. Maybe I'll come see you tomorrow or something.
Okay, how about this? Do you mind if I call you tomorrow?
Yeah, just give me a call tomorrow.
Hi, Billy. This is Dr. Kelly. I've called you and Jeremy several times now, but I can't seem to reach either of you. I am really concerned about Jeremy. I haven't heard from him or seen him in weeks. What's going on?
Hi, Dr. Kelly. I got most of your messages, and I've just been very busy, and I've been dealing with other few patients that are also newly diagnosed. What is it specifically that you would like from Jeremy at this time?
Well, he's newly diagnosed. Oh, he's got a high viral load. The field epidemiologists are on my back just about every day. I need him to be taking his medications like now. I know there's a lot of other stuff happening in his life, but this is a high priority.
Okay, Dr. Kelly, I hear you. I'm actually getting another call right now from the ER, so let me give you a call right back. This might be about Jeremy.
Hi, Billy. This is Amy in the ER. We just had a patient admitted by the name of Jeremy. He provided you as the emergency contact. Is there any way you can come on down?
Yes, I can. I'm on my way now.
Great, thanks.
Hi, Jeremy. I'm happy you had the emergency room call me. I haven't heard from you in a while. We lost contact with each other.
I don't even know what happened. Like, things were going good. My parents were letting me stay with them again, and everything just kind of, like, hit me. And I'm such an idiot. I should have just called you.
You're not an idiot. You're here today. So going forward today, we'll just start from today.
I just don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day. I don't even know where I'm staying tonight. I just don't even know what to do.
All right, Jeremy, let's get your things. I'm going to get you something to eat. I'm going to work on getting you a bed for the night. And also, I want to schedule an appointment for you to follow up and have some labs done.
Today?
It could be today. I could schedule for tomorrow morning.
All right, yeah, let's just do it tomorrow.
Billy, where is Jeremy? I can't believe he did not show up today, especially after that ER visit yesterday.
Dr. Kelly, I hear you. No, I have not seen him and I haven't heard from him. I know he's dealing with a lot of personal matters right now, and being newly diagnosed, I think that just overwhelmed him. But I'm going to go do some outreach, see if I can find him and get him back in here and reschedule this appointment.
Hey, I know I missed clinic this morning. I'm sorry. Can we do this some other time? I'm kind of busy right now.
Okay, yeah, definitely, Jeremy. I was just checking in on you because you didn't come in for our follow-up appointment today. So I just wanted to see how you was doing.
No, I appreciate it. I'm good.
All right, that's not a problem. I just want to tell you real quick that we have a group for newly diagnosed patients. If you ever got an opportunity, you can come join us.
I think I'm all set with that.
Okay, but then we got some really good things. We got gift cards. If you ever change your mind, we got food, and we can help with you with some housing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I would definitely do that.
Okay, so how about I follow up with you in the morning?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Jeremy, I'm so excited you came out to group tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day, and I remember you said that you guys would have food, and there are a couple other things I wanted to ask for some help with.
For sure, we definitely can get you started on that. How about let's get you something to eat, get you something to drink, and we can head over towards the group.
All right, thank you.
Do you think while you're here, I can take you upstairs to the clinic and get you some labs done and schedule you a new appointment?
Yeah, you know what, why not? Might as well just get it out of the way.
Let's get started on the group, and then we'll take care of that after.
Hi, Ned here again. Do you think Jeremy will keep going to the group? Stay on treatment? We can never be 100% certain, but with Billy as part of his care team, it is much more likely that he will slowly begin to manage HIV on his terms. Many times, taking care of a patient means stepping outside of the clinic and into their world to address their day-to-day needs. And that's what community health workers are all about. I hope that Jeremy's journey with Billy has shown how important community health workers are and inspired you to value, support, and lift them up in your work. Go to www.neaetc.org to learn more and find resources to support your community health workers. See you next time.
Okay. So we have a new set of reasons that folks might not get back to us, right? As Rosalie's pointing out. But fundamentally, it comes down to safety, right? It comes down to feeling comfortable. And so it's on us to establish that. And if one approach doesn't work, right, we try another. We don't fail until we quit. And there's a piece of the work that we can own and the piece that's really on our clients, you know? But understanding their challenges, right, gives us the best opportunity to say the words to help establish that they belong and that we'll be able to assist them, okay? Other thoughts, questions from that video? Alrighty. So we were talking last class about facilitation, right? And about how effective or not effective my facilitation of this class has been, right? Just to use it as a case point for everyone to discuss, right? But here, Christian, would you mind reading this slide once I share it?
Yes.
Outstanding.
I can read the slide. Let's make it so. Of course we can. How might we? I will. I can. How could I? I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm confused. I don't care. I don't want to. Yes, but. So what? I won't. I can't. She/they won't. We tried it before. Why bother? It'll never work. No way.
Okay. What
And
if we?
then the last of human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude under any circumstances.
Mhm.
Viktor Frankl.
Right. What is this list?
It's kind of like excuses or like terms for like when people like don't want to do something or don't know something, or it's like excuse terms sometimes too, depending on how it's used in the context.
What about the whole list? Anyone else?
They all express doubt
Really?
a little bit too.
Anybody else? Sustained talk? I see some of that.
Procrastination.
From the least, most restrictive response someone can give to the most responsive response someone can give. So it's like a ladder of from down to no way, not going to do it, up to yes, we can. And
Right.
how do you get a client from no way, it never worked before, why bother,
Yeah.
up to of course we can. Let's make it so. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, when my kids want something and I give them a maybe, they know that they can work it up to a yes, right? Because it's right there in the sort of, you know, like medium high range here. But when I say I can't or I won't, right? That's a much more firm statement on where I stand on whatever it is they're suggesting, right? So it is. It's a ladder, exactly. And listening for these clues as to where our the person we're trying to work with, it could be a coworker, it could be a family member, it could be a client, where they stand on the topic allows us to shape the conversation, right? So it's my ability to listen to you that helps me respond to you appropriately. Okay? And the last of human freedoms, just like you read, Christian, is the ability to choose one's attitude under any circumstances. Things are tough. We get to decide to step into that. Jose, you gave a great example of it before we even started today, right? You've got the things that you're struggling with, and yet you show up when you can show up. You're here with a positive attitude. You're ready to participate. And you're just committed to your growth. And I admire that about you every single day, right? Rosalie, the way that you've shared your journey with us. You demonstrate, you present in the same way. You have these questions. You have these sensitivities. And, you know, and just bringing that and vocalizing that or typing it in the chat as you have helps us grow, right? Helps us learn about your experience and about the experiences of others in our world, right? Just making our world richer. So I just truly, truly appreciate that. We are stepping into our facilitation skills, participant manual, page 72. And I'll bring that up for me to look at with you. And so on page 72, we're going to break into a small group activity. We're going to, we did that. What teaching method? Yeah. Oh, so that's what I want to do. Let's just recap. What are those teaching skills? What are those educating and facilitating skills that you found were effective? Right? So what are you going to bring? What did you learn to develop? What did you learn is important in your facilitation, in your teaching? What are you going to bring forward? You personally. Let's hear from 5 people.
Being focused and understanding where the person is coming from. Keep
Great.
your ears really big,
Yep.
small mouth, and just pay attention and focus on.
Excellent. Rosalie, what is one dynamic, if you will, that you're gonna try to that where you're focusing? Where do you imagine you doing that work?
Actually, with this class, I'm not gonna lie, I am working more with my children at home, with focusing more with my daughter, especially because of how she feels certain ways and stuff. So I'm listening more
Yeah.
to what she says, and I could tell her what can I do better?
Right.
And so pretty much it's making me grow with this class. So, and I'm using that here too at my job.
Right.
So it's trying to understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
So, because way that I grew up to now, it's just like I came here not knowing how to use certain things. I came here without being able to play with toys and everything because I kind of grew up like on a tribe kind of thing. A lot of people tell me, wow, like I didn't know what a toilet was. I didn't know what a kitchen looked like. I didn't know how to a washer and dryer was like. Everything was like, so coming in here is like understanding other cultures from, so pretty much understanding where people are coming from. So it's making me grow with people.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Just about everything I learn, I try to figure out how to use it with my kids. Wonderful. Four more people. Talk to me about facilitation and what you plan to do moving forward with facilitation. Where would you use it? I see Jose. I see Nettie, Nancy. Nettie.
For me, I would say try not to recreate the wheel when dealing with when facilitating, to stay where people are, as Rosalie said, don't, the big ears, listening to them, stay, let them tell me, what they need, when assessing them. And so, yeah, don't recreate this wheel. Just stay where, where I am, take good notes, and, work with, on the most important things that they need to get done.
Great, Nettie. Thank you. Yeah, staying curious, listening intently, right? Being organized. Well done. Jose, I see you put in the chat here, bottom up, from ambivalence, pre-contemplation, contemplation, etc. Here you're talking about change management. What do you mean? Say that a little bit more. Say more.
Well, from the perspective of putting things together, it's like me personally, because when somebody comes to you, they're going through those stages. They're ambivalent, a lot of sustained talk. So my job will be, in my head, I have to prioritize what the immediate needs are. At the same time, juggling with the fact that I want to tell this person or the client to, come on board and work with me. So it's kind of a juggling act, but, first and foremost, I have to prioritize, okay, what does this person need at this particular moment that will help them move up, because we have to deal with these stages. They're going to come in through the door with these stages from the get-go, so we have to mitigate that. We have to, and kind of pull them in, so to speak, so you can be able to help them properly and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many moving. I always say there's so many moving parts that come into when you're dealing with a client that's coming in through the door. They're a mess. And we have to prioritize the mess, but at the same time, we have to put the power in their hands. Kind of the suggestion, or whatever, so they can start doing the work for themselves. Because that's the ultimate goal, is to have them take control of their lives.
Yeah. I would be careful of some of the language there, right? And just remember that everyone you interact with is in this process. Everyone, right? Your family, your friends, yourself, right? We're all a mess in our own way, right? We're all our unique messes. And so it's not them, the broken, that we, the, healed, can fix, right? It's all of us. But if someone brings you a challenge, right, assessing where they are with that challenge, whether it's food security, housing, what have you, right, and then talking to them about what they've tried, right, and showing that you're with them on this journey, Great. Without judgment. And that's,
And
yeah.
Just like you mentioned, unbeknownst to us most of the time, because we don't think about it that way, we're using the skill set on each other and people in interactions and every day.
Right.
They come to you with a problem. You make a suggestion. Your resource broke. You do this, that, and the other.
Yep.
So this is life.
Mm-hmm.
So you use these skills not only because when we talk here in the classes and we talk about our work, we have a tendency to compartmentalize. Say, okay, this is what I do when I'm at work. No, you do that every day.
Yep.
We compel people to work with us. We help, we advocate,
yeah,
on and so forth.
Thank you, Jose. I'm just reminded of something in the panel there. She said nonprofits don't advocate enough, and I'm very encouraged in my work because that's what I'm doing, right? I'm developing collateral to get the word out better about what we do and about how effective our nonprofits, yes, Health Education Center, but also yes, HRA, TVCCA, and the workplace, right? Because all of us we're serving the same population, right? We're serving the same band of our community of folks who want better for themselves, but need a hand. That's a client base, right? So there's no reason for us not to show up, and there's no reason for us not to be proud about our work. It doesn't matter what people in the White House think of our work or think of the people that we serve. That doesn't matter. How do we feel about the people that we serve? How do we want to show up for our community? That's what matters. That's what matters. That's what I have influence over, right? In another 4 years, I can cast another vote, right? But I can be vocal about what I want for my community now. And I know that there are other communities just like mine who want to feel safe. So, Nancy, were you going to say something?
I was going to say, like Jose, you use it everywhere.
Yeah.
Between my, family, work, my grandchildren, they're age from 20 to 9, so with them, and even the clients, when I have clients call, I'm the one that, if there's a problem, I'm the manager of that department, so they come to me. And the biggest thing is listening. Sometimes they just want to be heard. It could be something minute, but they want to be heard.
Yeah.
And if you just turn around and you reiterate back to them, I understand what you're saying. Okay, I'll have a talk with this one or that one, and they'll say, well, I don't really want to file a complaint, but I just want to make you aware, but they just want to be heard.
Yeah. Great point. I love that, right? If I'm listening intently enough, I can hear whether someone wants me to offer a suggestion or fix a problem for them, or just listen. Just validate that they are having an emotional experience right now. I do that. I don't usually want people to figure out the solution for me, but I like to have a sounding board so that I can just have sort of my words and thoughts reflected back to me, and then generally I'll come up with a solution and I'll thank them for their time and I'll walk away. That's what I need a lot, because I process externally. So
sometimes even asking you the question back, well, what do you think you should do?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That bottle that one, folks. Take it with you. What do you think you should do? All right. And whether it's a client, whether it's a parent, whether it's a whoever,
or that what's your priority?
Yeah.
Prioritize.
Excellent. So we're getting into module 15, and we'll start moving through the modules quite a bit more quickly because they're just shorter these days, right? Or these later ones are a bit shorter. But we're talking about community assessment. Have any of you been involved in community assessments? Yep, Emily? No, really? Huh. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, your data has, right? So Nancy, reporting that you've done, Rosalie, Amy, Noelle, of course, Jill, right? You have presented data, you've shared data with folks vertical to you in the organization, and they have used that in in community assessments, right? In understanding the impact that your organizations have on the community that they serve. That's really important. It's part of the listening, right? This is really big ear stuff. That's what community assessment is. It's understanding, hey, community, how are we doing? What are your needs? And how are we meeting your needs, ultimately? Okay? So the purpose or goal of a community assessment, right, is to learn what the needs are and how you're doing, just as I said. Some examples of community assessments. Any thoughts of examples?
Like a pre-assessment when the client comes in and you just do an assessment of the client, or no?
No. That's at the individual level. That'd be an individual assessment. We're talking about the community, right, Emily?
Like when we get audit?
Hold on one sec. No, Rosalie, it's different than that. Go ahead, Emily.
Some of the community assessments I've been involved in were like community health assessments. So at the community and population level, we were doing analytical, quantitative analysis of what was going on health-wise for a certain community.
Yep. Excellent. What about the census? The census is a survey, right? That's a community assessment. Because it'll be broken down geographically. Like, what are folks in that area needing, right? So when I go to Access Agency, here, let me share this with you, right? And so on each nonprofit's website, there will be something like this, right? And this is Access's website, right? And so you look in programs and services, who we are, you go down to Access Reports, and there's the Community Needs Assessment, right? And this is done, I think, on a 3-year cycle, right? I think the last one was completed in 2020, right? And it'll include the annual reports are a piece of it too, but they all feed into the Community Needs Assessment. Sort of breaks down, and you're looking at all this different stuff, right? Who's involved in the board, right? The directors of this organization. What is a community needs assessment, obviously, right? But then you'll talk about what are the questions? What did we do in looking at Windham and Tolland County, right? Which are the counties that are served by Access, right? What are the priority issues, right? What about affordable food? What about adequate income to provide basic needs, access to healthcare? What did I miss? Oh, energy assistance and affordable housing, right? Equity in the social determinants of health. Well, there we are with the social determinants of health. We were just talking about that, right? Yeah.
Can you provide a URL in the chat so I can look this up and save it?
Sure, pal. Of course. It's accessagency.org. And who we are. Here you go, folks. You can look in on your own, right? But each organization will have this. And then the big questions, talk about the methodology, right? How it was gathered. This is a big deal. There's a data person or data team within your organization who builds this every single so often, right? For Access, it's every 3 years. So, Maria, do you know Liz Smith? Have you met her? You know who I'm talking about? Well, she's the person who does it, right? She keeps a low profile. But this is the work that she does, right? There you go, Elizabeth Smith, yada, 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 right? And they're very informative, right? I think they're extraordinarily useful in helping us understand the effectiveness of our organization and where we're probably heading as an organization in terms of meeting additional needs, right? We want to expand the number of people that we serve through the food pantry, or if we want to make sure that we're helping more people be rehoused, right? That information will present here, and then you'll see a couple of years later where grants have been applied for because of X, Y, and Z from the community needs assessment and so forth, right?
I had to do that every year as a board member, because they make you go. Well, they don't make you, but they ask you to volunteer for different
Committees.
groups,
Yep.
committees, yeah. And so I was on the committee to help for the assessment, and so we had to gather information from the community and in ways in terms of sending out surveys and things like that, and to clients and things like that. So it is a big deal, and it's a lot of work.
Both full agree. Right? So community assessment is the art and process of identifying community concerns or problems, uncovering their root causes, right? And developing a clear plan to overcome them, right? It's really critical to understand the causes so that you know that the work you're doing will be effective, right? So here's another example of one for Fairfield County, right? You can find this within Data Haven. So your discussion questions, we're going to take a break and then we're going to take a few minutes to get into this. When would you conduct a community assessment? Have you ever been part of a community assessment? Can you think of any times that the problems in your community were misdiagnosed or the solutions proposed were a poor fit? What happened? Why is a good diagnosis important to do before taking action? And what do you think some of the health benefits might be for residents who participate in a community assessment and advocacy project? Okay, so we'll be discussing those when you come back. I want folks to take 5. We're going to shake our legs and all that jazz. And we'll see you back here at 10:48.
Thank you, Ian.
Nettie?
I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, no, I heard you. Perfect. I thought there was more. See you soon.
Recording stopped.